Awesome. Welcome back, everybody, to the Big 121 podcast with your hosts,
Spencer Nelson
and Peyton Moore. And today we are going to be talking about semester 2. Okay, you want to start us off?
So semester 2 was arguably more fun than semester 1. Kind of a bit more laid back, I feel. Different types of assignments, different kind of feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, and we started off the semester for the first couple weeks or about a month or two, talking largely on the 5-paragraph essay type.
Yeah, and Varigi.
Yeah, specifically, kind of why people argue that it might not be very good to teach it to people for a long amount of time, or that it's kind of cheesy when it comes to creating an essay, with it being kind of just such a simplistic structure. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the 5-paragraph essay? Peyton?
I mean, I really, after this, I mean, obviously, all of us were taught on the 5-paragraph essay, and that's how pretty much everybody in the United States school system learns the 5-paragraph essay, and they made it like that. Like, what really kind of made me mad about it is how that it's literally taught to us just for tests. Like, that is the main thing they use for tests. And when you do a test and you don't use the 5-paragraph style, then you get docked points, even though maybe that the style you used makes your point better, but just because it's not in the 5-paragraph essay or
the structure of it.
The structure of the 5-paragraph essay, it loses points.
And about that, we also learned pretty in depth about how kind of the educational systems have set you up to only really using the 5-paragraph essay in standardized testing, college level things, state testing, all the sorts, and using it kind of gets you an advantage, when it really, I mean, it's a good structure, it's a good style, but it really doesn't help you with your ability to kind of understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, comprehend it.
Yeah, Mr. Deckelman, the teacher for Writing 121, he kind of told us that the 5-paragraph essay was similar to just recycling information, your teacher giving it to you, and then you just putting it on the paper without really kind of going through it or understanding and knowing what you're talking about, which leads to kind of a gap in your writing capabilities.
Because it's just repetition. You always start with the starting statement, then you get to the 2 or 3 supporting claims with those 3 paragraphs, and then your end conclusion, that very last paragraph. It's just the same thing over and over again, and at a point your mind just remembers that stuff, not the information that you keep putting in, because at a certain point it just all becomes the same thing over and over and over again.
So first month or two we talked mainly about the 5-paragraph essay, learning the ins and out of it,
how he kept bringing in different people for that.
Yeah, and we learned a lot about bringing in other people's opinions and research and putting it in your paper to kind of support your claims better than what we did when we were in the lower grades, and that kind of led into another somewhat large assignment called the our first 5 sources for our paper 2, which is the big thing of semester 2. We learned how to use Google Scholar and a few other websites that were really helpful in finding authors, researchers, teachers, really just anyone that has a good grasp on the subject you're wanting to talk about, and then reading through some of their pieces, some of their writing papers or research papers, and then using what they say alongside what you say for a more coherent, better argument. And it was really interesting because I've never used Google Scholar before doing this assignment, and it was just cool to see how informative and helpful the website is. Because like you can use it in all sorts of things besides just writing.
Yeah.
You can use it to find information for pretty much anything.
Yeah, and
Really.
then like books too, like it's like storybooks as well. The Google Scholar has, and I was surprised like hearing like this is like the first time I've ever heard of it. Especially it's a Google site. You think it would be way more well known, but and also like more quality of life things. Like
Yeah.
there was a little tab for MLA, like cite your own sources, and like they had MLA, they had all the other like citing ones, and so it made it way more easier than having to like go into your website that you like the copy and paste that and then go into a different thing putting it in MLA, but it, like Google Scholar just made the process way more easier.
And with kind of the advances in AI, it has this new tab called, I'm pretty sure it's Google Labs, where it's like this AI that has been like trained to find you these things. Like, so it basically does, I mean, it's a part of Google Scholar and it does what Google Scholar does, but it's able to be more specific and like just more like similar to like what ChatGPT does with like informing you of the subject and kind of giving you the information you really are looking for rather than you having to search like one by one through these different links that Google Scholar gives you.
Yeah.
So it's a really helpful tool as well.
Oh, I didn't find that when I was there, but I'll definitely be using that next time. And then, honestly, like I feel that if Deckelman showed us that for like our first paper, it definitely would have made it so much easier, especially with like the little MLA formatting stuff. That would have been like helping me so much.
Yeah. So like just like integrating those sources was really helpful. It was interesting to see like how other people that are more experienced and like have more knowledge on these subjects like think about like what you're wanting to know, like what their arguments are for it or against it, and then kind of finding things that are similar to your subject and seeing like what people have to say about that. So my paper was focusing on the idea that that using ChatGPT, Grammarly, really any AI is just cheating. And when I was looking for papers about like the integration of AI into education, I found this one like research paper that was about patch writing, and like I just kept reading through it, and I was like, whoa, that's like super similar, like or like kind of plagiarism goes into it a lot with AI and patch writing. It's basically getting information from one person and then putting it together with a little bit of your own information to get a larger like main idea, and then just writing about that. And then people like really want to argue that it's just flat out plagiarism, kind of similar how people want to argue that AI is plagiarism and just cheating. But like when you really think about it, those ideas you can really get from anyone at any point in time, because like knowledge, though it's like vast, it's finite. So whatever idea someone has, another person could have it like at the same time, earlier, later. So it's really just interesting kind of learning these new ideas and concepts when you're researching for one thing.
Yeah, and then I really like Google Scholar because when I was looking for mine, show don't tell, I would put in show don't tell, but and I found like the first couple were, yeah, they were spot on, they were exactly what I needed. Show don't tell, they supported my claims, but then also I found like the other side that like, yeah, they like show don't tell, but they feel like it should be changed or if it shouldn't be used. And I liked how it gave me both sides and not just one side of the problem. And then also it gave me like-minded things. So storytelling. There was a lot of things about storytelling that I found while searching show don't tell.
Yeah.
And that actually brought that up into my paper too, and how storytelling is like almost that has like the strongest connection with show don't tell.
Yeah.
And while you use storytelling, you're also mostly using show don't tell. And I liked how I kind of found that point from Google Scholar, and it kind of helped me realize that because so many people were writing about storytelling, and like it connects so much with show don't tell.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't really think about it that way. And then kind of going off of like integrating those sources like through Google Scholar, we had this one assignment that was either creating a survey for your fellow students or like other class members from different class periods to take, or interviewing people from your class or people of other classes with that are taking Writing 121, and then kind of integrating the information you get from like a large list of them. So I created like a survey with one of my classmates, Trevor, and it was about kind of like people's opinions on AI alongside like writer's block, because his construct or like writing rule was writer's block doesn't happen to like good writers, or it's something along those lines. And mine was, like as I said earlier, ChatGPT or Grammarly is cheating. So then we got like that information from, I think it was 20-ish students that took my survey or took our survey, and then kind of looked through that information and put it into our essays or like other works that kind of like you wanted to put in or like needed to put it in. And it was really interesting just seeing the opinions in more of like a data style from your peers rather than just hearing them like say it without much explanation.
Yeah, I really like what Deckelman did this semester. Like, especially for this piece, he made it way more hands-on. Yes, like yeah, a lot more busy work, but that busy work kept us in check.
Yeah.
And it got us on point for when that paper 2 was due, and especially with the assignments that we had, how we had us integrate our sources too. And then, like you said, those surveys that they did, it made us the ones, like the first source. It had real data that came from the students in our school that meant more than just a random paper we found on the internet. Yeah. He gave us that firsthand information that we got to collect ourselves, so we know it's, well, depending if the student didn't give fake answers, it's trustworthy information. It's from the first source. It's not from a person's random paper that they took from another person's paper. It's our own information that we know is 100% trustworthy.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like I agree with that. Like, the busy work was really helpful leading into doing our paper 2, and I think, like, when people hear busy work, they think, oh, busy work, boring work, but I really don't think really any of these assignments were boring. It was really, like, a lot of it was super informative. A lot of it was kind of fun to do, honestly. And it was, like, kind of, like, learning how to use Google Scholar or learning how to create a survey through the Google survey thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool. Like, and then acquiring these skills that are going to help us with, like, most likely our jobs in the future, or doing things with co-workers or for our bosses. It's really
it's more from more continuation of semester 1, where like we're learning skills that are not just going to help us in college, but also like in the workplace, outside, with our family maybe, and like our future coworkers. And like it's information that we won't just use in college. It's information that we will use for life, which is one great aspect of this class. We learn skills that'll help us, especially in college, since this is a college level class, but things that we can use every day, like that survey. What if I need to make a survey for my workplace? Like, oh, what's something we need to fix? Like, what's something that management can do better, you know? And then also, like, collaborating with other people, like how you and Trevor did the survey together. Like, you two helped each other make each other's, and then if
even if it's like you're not working on the exact same thing, but you're able to work together to get something helpful for really just everyone, like that's it's a very good skill to have.
And then like that busy work wasn't just busy work. It was like you said, things that helped us, like the best body paragraph. When we took your best body paragraph, like, hey, that's your best one, that's what everything should be modeled after, but also just fixing it more and then showing us how we should put those paragraphs together, and like how to integrate, going back on ourselves, like how to integrate those sources that you found before.
Yeah, and kind of going on that, like, best body paragraph, that was from our paper 2 assignment. And it was really interesting, kind of having to critique and go through your own work and, like, flat out saying what the best thing you wrote in there, which is kind of hard for people to do. I feel like
Yeah.
going through something that they made, put like a lot of effort and time into, and then saying that's better than everything else. It was interesting, but then using that paragraph and working like with it, creating something different out of it, whether it be slightly or a bunch, and then kind of using that to make your other paragraphs better, was a really like it was interesting because we haven't really done that before.
We haven't.
And then like doing that, I don't know, it was helpful, but it was also somewhat annoying to do because like no one really wants to choose favorites of
Yeah.
their work, but when you have to, it creates like a dilemma, and I don't know, it was hard to work through, but I think it ended up making my paper better.
Yeah, the foreshadow, like, well, not foreshadowing, but the foresight now that I have, I'm like, since I chose my best one and then I made that best paragraph better and like what a nice finished detailed paragraph should be, and now going back with all those other ones, I can see like the phenomenal difference
Yeah.
that was in those paragraphs. And then like before the best body paragraph, the essay outline and writing it quickly, that was like kind of a struggle too, because like he gave us a period to write as much as we can on this first essay draft.
Yeah.
And then I like how he did. Either we got it was a 2-day thing. Either the first day we did the actual essay, we wrote as much as we could,
Yeah, or you did the outline. And I mean, not to like cut you off, but
I know you're fine.
I think it was like it was weird because I mean I generally don't like make outlines for my papers, but this assignment you had to choose. So I mean I kind of like thought about it for a while, but then I was like, making the outline and then the essay should be like simpler, but or I guess more simple. But so I did my outline and then the next day worked on my essay, but it was like it was hard. It was difficult. I didn't see it coming. Like I didn't think it would be very difficult to make a like essay out of a like pretty large outline, but it was. And I mean it didn't make a whole lot of sense then, but like as we kept working through our assignments, like it started to kind of click, and I was like, doing things that have such specificity and you need to follow these guidelines that you made for yourself is like a lot harder than just making a paper and then making an outline out of that paper. So I mean, I feel like that kind of goes in with the class of like having all these rules and instructions and specificities for these assignments makes it more difficult to do, but at the same time I think it helps you kind of grow as a writer, like kind of making your skills in certain areas, whether that be your structuring, your use of words. I feel like it all makes it better.
Yeah. I really did, because I did like what you did. I did the outline first, and then I went on to making my essay. And with the outline, I did, it was kind of a bare bones outline. Like I put my thesis in, I got that. I put the one where I was going to place my sources, and the kind of what the flow of what I was going to do. And then when I was writing my essay, it was like I would write it, I would be following the outline and like, hey, like, what if I change this to there? Like with the outline, like I would always be changing it a little bit or adding a new thing in, which kind of made me afraid that I shouldn't be doing that. But then when I talked to Mr. Deckelman, he was like, yeah, that's what you kind of genuinely do. Like if you get a better idea of something, or if it still flows within that outline, it's totally fine to do. And then so eventually I got that whole thing done in a period. Like, yeah, it was definitely not done yet, but like it was readable and I could get the gist of what I was trying to make my point towards.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like I kind of did like, I mean, we did the same thing, but I feel like I did mine different. I kind of put like a lot into doing my outline, which I feel like putting so much into my outline and then trying to follow what I put like for my essay made it really difficult. I feel like kind of maybe doing that bare bone outline and then doing my essay and then kind of going back to my
Mhm.
outline and making it better. Like I feel like that would have been more helpful, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like in comms, I never like making full scripts.
Mhm.
I always did like the bare bones outlines for my thing, and then I did a lot of improvisation, which was definitely not good for that class.
Yeah.
But that's like how I've always been. Like I do main points, I memorize main points, and then I add filler in that makes it either sound better or just like better flow, and then other ideas that come in like big points that
Mhm.
I see if those flow in, or if I do need to, I move something back, or I move something forward, and then I put that new idea in.
Yeah, and I mean I think looking back on it now, this class, you really shouldn't try to scrape by on any of the assignments.
Yeah.
You should try to put kind of your full into everything, even if it's just one part that goes into another. I think kind of putting your all towards it all will be more beneficial than like scraping by on one part and then putting a lot into like another part, because doing that really is not going to
Mhm.
help you in the long run.
Especially if like you're a procrastinator,
Yeah.
that you're not gonna do. I mean, you'll do fine.
And I mean, I
It's hard.
procrastinate pretty bad.
Yeah, same.
And then like so many days I was up until like 11 or 12 finishing an essay or making a paragraph sound better or putting information in that sounds more like connected
Yeah.
to what I'm trying to say. Which I mean, it's sucky. So I really recommend if you do end up taking this class, or if you're taking this class right now, procrastinating on your final assignment, um, just don't, man. Put in the work. You'll be a lot happier about it in the end.
Especially like say, oh, you got something to do with your friends tonight, so you're not gonna do your work today. Like, just imagine if, hey, you just got a small hangout. It's last minute. You want to go do something with your friends, and you are pushing off this assignment. I would
Mhm.
not do that.
Mm-mm.
If you gotta, you gotta get this thing done, or it'll be on your mind for the rest. Because
Yeah.
this class, you will, if you slack, you are not gonna get a good score.
Uh-uh.
Like that has happened with me in semester 1, and it did not help me at all.
Yeah, like kind of talking about that, semester 1, um, I worked a lot on my college application essay,
Yeah.
put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I got like one of the highest grades on it. And I thought, oh, okay, like I'm fine with the other assignments then. And then here comes paper 1. I kind of slacked off with it. Didn't really go along with the rubric, made it too argumentative, didn't get enough of that just explaining into it. And then I did really bad. I got like a 67 on it or
Yeah.
something like that. And that kind of just tanked my grade. I mean, I was able to get it up, but kind of putting in the effort on every assignment is going to be a lot more helpful,
I know.
beneficial, and like improving your writing skills and yourself as like a person with that timeline of doing the things and like just not putting it off.
Yeah, like especially with this semester, I focused on the work so much, and my grade has definitely shown. Like I would always be missing one assignment, and that would tank my grade because every assignment in this class is like, Deckelman makes sure he scores it really high.
Yeah, like
and
all,
I thank him for that because
Mhm.
it keeps me on track. It keeps me doing these assignments.
And I mean, like, that really, like, the assignments all kind of having a lot in their, like, percentage towards your grade, that shouldn't deter you from the class. Because if you put in the time, you talk with Mr. Duckman, you talk with your peers, you get, you get more information, you really just, like, if you try, you're not going to do bad.
Yeah, like especially most of these assignments are really easy.
Yeah.
Like not even you don't even if you get the stuff done and you're on task in the class, you will never have homework.
Yeah, and I mean, like, when people hear, like, an essay that, like, needs, like, 1,500 words or, like, 2,000 plus, they're like, oh, no, that's going to take forever.
Yeah.
I do not want to do that. But, like, so many of the assignments, if not all, like, I just started doing, like, I thought it was going to be super boring, but, like, I get my first paragraph done, and then I'm just, like, in the flow of it. Like, then I just keep going and going and going, and then like then I'm done. And I read through it. If there's something off, I fix it. Get peer review, get teachers review, like talk to my parents about it or my friends, like then just make it better. And like it really helps you
Yeah,
out.
especially just don't feel any shame in your work either. Like if one thing that this class really teaches is getting help from your classmates, and then like your table group is like your family in this class. Like you will need them to like either review or something, but like also just for emotional support. This class is very draining, but it's worth it because like those connections that you make with your table group and the class as a whole is like really key.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, kind of going off from that, towards our like big assignment of this semester. Well, I guess there's kind of two like big assignments.
Yeah, like a lot of the busy work was this big assignment. I feel
Yeah, like cause
we
like
had
most
so
of
much
it,
more
like,
support with it.
yeah. So I mean, like we'd work on this like the assignment, and then we'd work on smaller assignments that kind of go into helping us be able to do better with the assignment.
Yeah, it would always fix something about paper number 2.
Yeah, and so paper number 1 for first semester was kind of an expository piece on the writing rule / construct you chose. And semester 2, it was an argumentative piece using your sources that you kind of got in your older assignments in the semester, and new sources, or using the interview or survey information you got, and then putting it together to make a sound argument on why you think either your construct / rule should be changed, kept, or canceled entirely. And I think it was a hard piece, but I feel like it was somewhat simpler than, or like somewhat more simple than paper 1, because you were able to be argumentative and you didn't really have to kind of hold back on what you wanted to say and how you said it. And I feel like that helped me out a lot. Because like I said earlier, in semester, like on paper 1, I was too argumentative, but this paper I was really able to kind of do it how I wanted to. And I feel like that helped out with the assignment as a whole. And then I read my essay to like my parents. I talked about my essay and my argument to family members and friends, and like a lot of them thought that kind of bringing AI into education would be bad. But after hearing my argument, they kind of were like, oh, well maybe that wouldn't be so bad. Maybe that would be helpful. Maybe that would kind of let us go past that kind of blockade we have as as our nation's education is. Because I mean, a lot of other countries, they kind of allow AI in education, and that allows their students to get ahead really quickly and understand concepts quicker and earlier than we do. But yeah. I mean, there's levels to it for sure. Like I feel like the construct / rule should be changed. I don't think it should be fully integrated into education, but if it were to be brought in partially to allow students that don't get that full attention or help from the teacher that they need, I feel like them being able to use AI, or really just everyone being able to use AI to understand concepts, understand the grammar rules better, understand really just anything better, it'll help them in the long run. Especially since in the workforce, they kind of assume you're going to use AI. They kind of want you to use it because more so now, companies are using AI to do things better and easier, quicker. So kind of not allowing students to learn how to use it properly and well, like early into their careers, could be pretty detrimental in the long run.
Yeah, you know what I just got from that conversation? you caring about your piece. Like
Mm-hmm.
what I've seen is from this class is a lot of people more like, instead of just doing the writing assignments, is actually caring about their piece. Like I absolutely went full in with show
Mm-hmm.
don't tell, and I actually cared about what I was
Yeah.
writing for, and like all of that stuff that you just gave me, it shows that
And, I
this
mean,
class is giving you
uh,
that care for your writing.
And about that, I feel like kind of anyone I really talked to about this assignment is they did it because they cared. They wrote about something that they've struggled with or that people they care about struggled with, and then kind of using that emotion toward and putting it into your assignment. It's just really helpful, especially
Yeah.
in kind of making your argument. It's something that you don't get from like doing regular English classes, I feel like.
And like that's what I loved about this class is like one of the best things about it is like it makes you care about writing in general. Like yeah, you do a whole bunch of busy work, but that busy work is worth it because eventually at like this paper too, it was the culmination of this class, and it genuinely made me love writing. Like I was never a fan of English work and writing work, but this class has given me that love of writing, especially for storytelling. That and that show don't tell just opened my eyes to show how much like it's fun to do that detail. It's fun to like give a reader an experience that they'll enjoy for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think Mr. Deckelman, our teacher, and I think this college class to opening my eyes and seeing that.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just like it was really powerful for me, like doing that assignment, like just understanding kind of the bigger picture of it, like understanding how other countries view it, how other people view it, how other experts view it, how your family views it, how your friends view it. Like it's really just, and then like using what you wrote to maybe change their mind or help them better understand their already like known opinion. It's just really powerful and really helpful too. And then having those conversations with those people and kind of building that connection with them is also like really nice.
Yeah, like it's a great thing that this class does. It brings people together. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's over writing, but that all culminates in the love of writing.
Yeah.
I really thank Mr. Duckman in this class, like I said before, for giving me that. But that's it for episode 2 today. Next episode 3, we'll be interviewing some more people. I think our next one will be Devin Chadley, another student in this class. And then eventually we'll culminate in interviewing Mr. Deckelman.
Yeah, and that'll kind of be the end of this little podcast series, our episode 3, and then we'll have a few interviews added onto that. Episode 3, kind of an outline for that. We're going to talk about kind of the class as a whole.
And that other students' experience with it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like from the interviews. But yeah, these are your hosts.
Payne Moore.
And Spencer Nelson signing off.